That was weak. That was weak. How about it? Crypto Monday San Juan. How about it? A little better. That was a little better. A little better. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, if we can settle down. This thing is like loud. I know we're not in the space that we used to be in, where we could have a conversation with someone while the panel is going. If you want to have a conversation, please respect the panelists and step outside if you want to have a conversation. Thank you so much. With that, help me bring Keiko and Shirley and what was your name?
That's Liz.
Liz up to the stage. Guys, help the Puerto Rican Blockchain Association, Trade Association. Help me welcome them with a big round of applause, please.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it.
Awesome.
I want to start out first by thanking you for inviting us to come and speak. This has been a long time, so we're very excited about that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a while in the makings.
And I also just want to thank you and Janae for the work that you do every week, bringing this community together. It's really phenomenal. I definitely, it's very different than the community that I came and saw March 2021. There's a lot of more women in the room, for example, which I think is pretty amazing.
Yeah. I am women, hear me roar.
There were none when I went in March of 2021.
Yeah, there's very little.
Yes. I also want to shout out before I forget, I can't forget them, are my amazing volunteers who have been instrumental in getting PRBTA Relief Fund off the ground. It's an initiative that we started 3 weeks ago, and we stood up a warehouse. So we have Jen. Where is she?
Hey, put up your hand.
Raise your hand, Jen. Thank you. Yep. Jen, and then Kenji.
Kenji.
Have been running the warehouse. Literally, these people are pulling like 15-hour days on top of whatever else stuff that they're doing. And then our newest addition is Christine in the back. She's doing all of sorting our clothes and donations and inventory. And then I would like to thank Liz and Shirley for standing up our social media.
Yeah.
They did a phenomenal job. And I would like to thank Danae and Isaac for jumping on the train with me to do this crazy thing. They literally, it was super organic. We met up out on the road. We were in Ponce, and they're like, let me know if you want to do more. I'm like, oh, we're going to do more. So then they realized that the next day they are roped into this for the next 2 weeks. We're doing 20-hour days in the field, everything from logistics and volunteers. They have handled operations, and I really couldn't have done it without both of you. So thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank you, Keiko, for, I always say you get to know a person when you either work with them or you live with them. You know what I mean? And I got to know Keiko a little better this past few weeks, literally sweating side by side out there in the field doing, helping Puerto Rico and helping Puerto Ricans. And thank you.
It's an honor. Thank you. And any other volunteers that I forgot that you're here, please, thank you so much for coming, doing a shift, bagging with us, going on the road with us.
We could not have done it without them.
Could not have. So thank you so much. It was a 100% volunteer effort, so I can't say that enough. All right.
Real quick, can I lead into before you start your presentation and stuff? Tell us a little bit about the both of you, how you become into the Puerto Rican Blockchain Trade Association. I'm always going to forget the trade, but...
It's fine. So we're going to go with PRBTA. We've rebranded recently. We have a new website. Everyone should come check it out.
Awesome.
Shirley makes this beautiful art and is the magic behind Crypto Curious. And she's our first hire. I started the PRBTA last year in July. And then in February, we had launched Crypto Curious, our education program. You attended.
Yeah, we actually launched together. It was like
the same time. You got started at the same time. And we had an overwhelming response, and we were like, how do we keep this going? we really need to hire someone because I'm not an SME in this. And we want to do it in Spanish, which is kind of critical if you want to build an inclusive crypto community.
Yeah.
So Shirley McFall came on board in February, and we're able to do this program because of DLTX and DevX DAO grants. So shout out to them for making it possible to have a bigger staff.
Yeah.
So that's how that started.
Huh?
That was the beginning.
Oh, that was the beginning. Well, how about yourself?
Okay, sure. I moved to the island last March, and I stumbled into Crypto Mondays at Ache Cigar Lounge, March 8th, 2021. It's a day I'm never going to forget.
Jesus, what time?
Yeah, literally. I rolled in. I had I didn't know anybody on the island. And literally someone who was like a friend of a friend was like, there'll be some expats here. You can speak English and have a drink. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And they were talking about layer 2. They were talking about KYC. They were talking about new protocols, this. And I had no idea what they were talking about. And then I looked around the room and I was like, where are the Puerto Ricans? Where are the women? And I was like, we got a problem, guys. So that was the inspiration to start a trade association, to build a larger community, to bring companies together, to bring startups together, to bring mainlanders and locals together, to bring NFT and developers together, to do basically be inclusive and accessible. And so that is how it all got started.
Thank you. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for the hard work you put in. And now let's talk a little bit about, what just has occurred, because that's why we're here tonight, is to talk about what you guys have put forward and where we're going with it, and what we're doing. Let the community know where they can help, because it's very important, because we can't do this without the community, and we need the community to step up and be a part of what we're doing, because if not, it just doesn't work. If you would please. Sure.
So first, I would probably just give a brief background of what PRBTA does. So I'm just going to hit a couple slides. So we were established in 2021. My co-founder is Giovanni Mendez, and our day-to-day is Shirley McFall and me. And she does the Crypto Curious meetups every week. We're going to try to start resuming that, and she launched a podcast, which I'll tell you more about later. Basically, our vision was to make Puerto Rico the destination for technology entrepreneurship and make an inclusive and accessible crypto community. We do two things primarily. It's advocacy and education. And we are promoting diversity, inclusion, and transparency. Our milestones for past 2021-22 was we introduced legislation in August of this year. It amends the Puerto Rico Securities Act to codify the Howey test. It amends the Money Transmitter Act. We created an innovation sandbox similar to North Carolina. We amended the General Corporations Act so that you don't have to register as a foreign entity here, and you can have remote workers. So you don't have to have an office. So like Facebook employees can work remotely in San Juan. And then we created an IFE for crypto. We are also in the process of working on a DDEX circular letter to define blockchain validation and provide guidance on export services, to include farming and staking for people that want to take advantage of that. We met with the Speaker of the House, we've testified on resolutions, and we've engaged the Banking Association about the closing of crypto accounts. And our education and community building, Shirley.
Hi, everyone.
Hey! Welcome to the party.
Thank you so much. And I'm here like doing the stress ball, like ready to go. I hope everyone's doing great tonight. I'm Shirley. I think pretty much everyone here either has seen my face or at the very least heard my name, or most certainly heard about Crypto Curious. For me, it's an absolute privilege to be directing Crypto Curious and to be working with Keiko. For the past 9 months, we've done so much, and because I've wanted to do so much more, it feels like we haven't done enough. But at the same time, it's like, no, we started doing webinars because of the pandemic. So I was having webinars in Spanish on Mondays and in English on Tuesdays every day through the months of February. Actually, January and February, because starting January is a volunteer. Then February, and then March we started doing our in-person events. Our first event, which was, I think, one of the most successful ones, was the one of women in Web3. And I have two of my panelists. No, I have one of my panelists here, which is Liz. She participated in that panel, and Christina did as well, or a different panel a few weeks after. She's an NFT artist, and after that, we just started doing more educational meetups, talking about blockchain, crypto, NFTs, Web3, the metaverse, and I'd say about 95% of our content is in Spanish. But because definitely one of our goals is to create an inclusive, diverse crypto community on this island, we also have some events that are in English, as well as the podcast that I launched this past summer. Some of the episodes, I think there's 10 episodes in total, and 3 of them are in English. The rest are, of course, in Spanish. And with the exception of the first one, all of them are interviews to local leaders within the crypto community and people who are working every day to build right within Web3. Let's see, what else can I say? Well, we're also we have a curriculum for anything that is kind of like basic crypto information, because we're focusing more on Web3 media literacy. And I actually just announced our next in-person event, which is going to be October 20th at the Tea House in Old San Juan. You can already how do you say it?
RSVP.
Thank you.
I mess it up all the time.
You can already register on Eventbrite. And I'm super excited about keep doing events, keep meeting people, keeping creating connections, keeping growing the community.
What is the event about?
Oh, the event. That's an excellent question, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming. The event is the Web3 Hackers Hangout, which is a new series of meetups that we hope to have every month.
Hacker Hangout.
Yes, nice. Web3 Hackers Hangouts.
Love it.
Yeah. So the first one's going to be at the Tea House in Old San Juan on October 20th at 7 p.m. And we're going to be featuring tea, of course, since it's the first one, and they're helping us host, as well as Evolving Space, which is a nonprofit. It's actually a student organization from the University of Puerto Rico, Mayagüez. It's being led by grad students, and their mission is pretty much the same as Crypto Curious, which is to bring education to Web3 education to Puerto Rico in order, to achieve the dream of seeing Puerto Rico turned into a Web3 tech hub.
And you're born here, raised here on the island?
I was not born here, but I've lived my whole life here.
Okay.
So this is home.
This is home. Awesome. And thank you. Thank you for trying to get that education to the people, because that it's very important. Education is key. And as you guys know, you've been working for the past 9 months, you said, doing this. The people of the island really need to understand what's going on here, because it's so foreign that, they're scared of it because it's foreign. So you guys are doing an amazing job getting the information over to the people who really need it. So thanks for that. I really appreciate that one.
It is our privilege to have this information and be able to share it with everyone else. So
awesome. So what are you guys doing with the hurricane relief?
Excellent question. So to recap, in the last you could answer this one.
No,
in the last 3 weeks, with 240 plus volunteers, with $100,000, we've helped 3,600 families in 6 cities in over 25 barrios.
And if you don't think that's a lot, like get out there and try to help out a little. It's a lot.
Like these are legitimately real photos from when we went to Añasco. We were working with Marilyn Gonzalez, and she took these photos. This was the day after Fiona went through. And then a lot of people are like, well, the water's gone. What's the problem? Mud. Mud is the problem. This is what it looks like after 3 feet of water come out of your house. So they need cleaning supplies. And so that's where we're pivoting to next, of trying to disperse Clorox and brooms and anything that they can to clean out their houses. This is closer to home. This is between, how do you pronounce it?
I don't know where we were.
Hayuya and Louisa. This was taken a week after Fiona by our community partner who has provided many volunteers, Pastor Gabby. He actually does a community program all year long, and it's amazing. He hires young adults to keep them off the streets, and they do community service. So we've teamed up with them, and we've been going out into the community to do the work. So those were from him. This is the highlights of Again. And if you would like to help us continue our work, you can donate on our website. We accept crypto, obviously, and PayPal and credit card. Fun facts, $56 will buy a box of food and a case of water. $1,000 will buy 4 pallets of water. $7 will buy a solar light. So every little bit helps, and we really appreciate all your support.
Awesome. Well, I think you were being pretty modest. You know, I'm going to speak in third. These guys really helped bring food and water to places of the island that still don't have electricity or running water, and probably won't be having electricity for a couple of months. Everybody, sees San Juan and they think, everything's back to normal. But if you go into the royal parts of the island, you would quickly tell that it's not normal and that it's not going to be fixed right away. So the struggle continues to bring aid to these people in the middle of the island. So every bit helps, like you said, about the money's part, but we also need hands too. So if you guys they aren't doing nothing on a Saturday afternoon or whatever and want to give back to the island or want to give back, please reach out to anyone in our community, because there's a lot of different efforts going on. We weren't the only part that was out there giving help. There was so many beautiful people from our community that literally went out there and gave their own money, their own time, their own, you know what I mean? It was incredible to see how the people that really wanted to help the island get out there and do it. You know what I mean? Luke, thank you, Luke. You know what I mean? I definitely, you were like my rock the first few days, because it was, I've never been on the island for a hurricane, so I was like, all right, we need to help, but let's go. Like, it was great to see my fellow friends do the same thing. You know what I mean?
I would like to add, I'm sorry, I interrupted you, that we have like 5 different chats, and there's like a zillion different things happening at all times.
Julia, where is she? Yeah, there she goes. Like, thank you guys. Yeah.
Sometimes I will put my phone down, and then 10 minutes later, there's 50 messages on one chat and 40 messages in a different one. I'm like, well, okay, sure. But it's been incredible to see some of these individuals to really step up and do incredible, absolutely amazing work. And I just have to say that I have a lot of admiration for you, Isaac, and your wife as well, because you guys have been so incredibly diligent and so amazing and so kind. And you've shown so much humanity that I'm just, thank you, Isaac.
I have one other shout out. I don't know how we forgot Timothy, but Timothy's been on the road with us since the very beginning.
Timothy's been a rock star.
Yeah.
Tim has been amazing. Where is
He's
he?
here tonight, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There he is.
And he's going out on the road tomorrow to go fix someone's roof and take supplies out to the west side of the island. So
we're headed out, yeah.
So if you have nothing to do, you can join Tim on the road tomorrow.
You know, this thing hasn't finished. Like I said before, it's not going to finish for a while. If you have a couple extra bucks, even if you don't have it, give it. You know what I mean? The people that this aid is going to, trust me, they're in a way worse off position than you. And if you don't believe me, just get out there one day and look and see for yourself, because it's very evident that the I don't want to get into politics, but the government here is not going to be doing anything for these people that are up in those mountains. So us as humans need to get out there and because it doesn't matter whether you're Puerto Rican, you're not Puerto Rican, if you're Act 60, you're not Act 60, if you're into crypto, you're not into crypto. I mean, these people that are in the middle of the island couldn't give a shit about crypto or Act 60, and probably couldn't even tell you what it is. You know what I mean? So if we could get out there and just help, man, you know, I know you guys hear me week after week screaming, pounding on my chest. What are you doing to impact Puerto Rico? You know what I mean? If you're just here to hang out and chill on the beach, go to Florida. You know what I mean? Do you know, but if you're here and you call this your home, you know, you're Puerto Rican, that's your home. It doesn't matter whether you was born here or lived here, born here or not. You know, you're Puerto Rican, so give back. You know, it's a beautiful country, as all of us know here. This state is just, not state. Well, you know what I mean. Whatever. The island itself is gorgeous. You know, the Commonwealth, whatever. It's paradise, man. And if we want to continue to call it our home, I think we should do our part, man. And I'm grateful to be a part of such a team that even when they wanted to give up, didn't. You know what I mean? Because everybody gets tired. And everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody gets tired and everybody gets aggravated. And, you know, you're dealing with that person for 3 days straight with no sleep. You want to tell them to go to hell. You know what I mean? I know I fell asleep behind the wheel a few times. It was like, what the hell? All right, I'm going to sleep. Listen, is there anything else that you guys need to tell the people that's very important about the work that we're doing? That maybe I forgot or you guys forgot or anything to that nature. Then we'll take some questions from the audience.
I just want to add that clarify that the donations, 100% of the donations go directly to food, supplies, and water. We actually have on our website a relief fund page, and there's a transparency Google folder, which I keep meticulous records of literally every receipt. Isaac, you know I want that receipt. So I can say how much everything costs so that everyone can be like, this is exactly what we spent.
It's not just a receipt. It has to be an itemized receipt.
He knows now.
So you can see exactly where every penny has gone if you go and she's very diligent with that.
And then also, if you are doing stuff in the community, I know this is counterintuitive for mainlanders to tell good acts because we're used to giving or doing and then not telling people. But we really do want to amplify the voices of people that are doing things, and you can just DM me, you can tell me. Because I work with public relations, and we're trying to get the message out there that we love this place, that this is our home too, that regardless whether you're in blockchain or you're not, where you're from, it doesn't matter, that we're all here to help our brothers and sisters on the island. And we can only do that if I have some data points to back it up. So it'd be really great if anyone could let me know.
It's definitely needed. You know, like I'm one, I put up a couple of pictures and stuff like that, but it's not to gloat. It's to let people know that the issue is real and it's still out there, and we need to get them help. That's why I put up those pictures.
And as a matter of fact, I had a conversation the other day with someone from the local crypto community. Let's just say this it's one of those people within the local crypto community who would not come to these events. And one of the things that she asked from me was if I could point her in the direction where she could see what this crypto community was doing for the island. So definitely it'd be super important to make those things visible because they're watching. And sure. And I mean, it's easy to criticize, but once you have enough information out there. I mean, the truth shall set you free. So
It's a great time for our community to actually impact the island to a point where the locals could actually see what we're doing there. It'd be great. You know, I don't know how to marry that mindset. I don't even want to get into it. Education, education for sure. Education. You're right. We have to keep on showing up. You know
keep
what I mean?
showing up. That's the most important part.
Continue to do this. If you ladies don't have anything else, we'll open it up for the.
Go for it.
All right, because I know there's a lot of people out here that want to ask, or can somebody grab that mic right there and be the mic, my Vanna
Kenji.
White? Kenji's my
Thanks,
Vanna White.
Kenji.
Nice. Is it on? It's on. Talk into it. Nope. How about now? Testing.
Oh, here, why don't you just take this?
Here, I was about to say, take. You got it?
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. Hey.
So I was wondering, how do you see blockchain playing a more integrated role in disaster recovery and disaster preparedness?
That's an excellent question. We are actually in the process of launching a charity that's dedicated to emergency relief, building back, and sustainability. We're hoping to partner with nonprofits in Web3 and in Web3. There's this group called DexGrid that I'm really interested in working alongside. They're doing microgrid, community microgrids. And they have blockchain. They're using Web3 technology to store the data on Ethereum blockchain. But there's other uses that we're really hoping to find the sustainable solutions using blockchain. And one of our major milestones coming up is we're going to do a hackathon, and we want the community to help us come up with problems and solutions to the sustainability of Puerto Rico that involve Web3 technology. So those are the kind of ideas that we'll be talking about at Biddle here, our conference in December 5th.
What?
Vivo Beach Club. And so like that is the main theme of what PRBTA is doing, is build here, how building community, building Web3, and what could be more important than the sustainability of this island.
Awesome. Anybody else? I can't really see, so is the mic coming? Yep, there you go.
It's here. Hi,
Awesome.
It's James. First of all, to the three of you guys and to the community that you've built around the relief effort, congratulations, and our heart is with all you guys. We're really so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So specifically, if you're sitting here in the audience and you want to do something, right? So we can go to the barcode, the QR code, and give money. How do we learn what else we can do?
You can volunteer at prblockchain.org. You can follow us on social media to keep apprised of where we are and what we're doing. And our socials are right here, PR Blockchain. And become a member of the PRBTA. That will also, we have a newsletter. We've come to a Crypto Curious event. Come to our developer hacker hangout with Shirley in October. And just get in the orbit of what's going on.
Come to Crypto Mondays and say you want to volunteer. We will.
That too.
We will get you to the right spot. Trust me.
I think that the most important part is to participate and contribute some way.
Yeah.
So just be part of the community. Don't wait for an invitation. I feel like sometimes a lot of people are expecting an invitation to join a cause, and you don't have to wait. You can just like show up and be like, "Hey, I'm here. I want to do something. What can I do?"
If you are waiting for an invitation, hi, I'm inviting you. Let's go.
Well, there you go.
We'll have some coffee and cake waiting. Anybody else?
I was wondering if you could share some of the stories and some of the lessons learned as a community as to how we can show up more locally. That's something that's been I've been thinking a lot about during this whole event, that if we're local and we're building local relationships, then we kind of already know what to do, as opposed to a lot of people I'm hearing like, how can I help? What can I do? It's like, well, who are your friends? Do your friends need help? Start there. Does your neighborhood need help? Start there. And it's kind of been a wake-up call a little bit, I think, for our community to recognize the importance of those local relationships, to say, hey, if I'm actively connected outside of my bubble, then I already know what to do because I'm connected to people who have needs, and I go meet those needs, not driving 3 hours or across the island, but right in my own neighborhood potentially. I had an amazing experience just 15 minutes away, and it was just so great to build that relationship. And we spent yesterday exploring the caves with their families, and it was amazing. And it just reminded me, like, if we can act locally and build local relationships, that lasts way longer than just whatever the immediate need is. And then in the future, because of those connections, we'll have more opportunity to help because we'll be helping our friends basically.
Okay.
So has there been any lesson learned with that you guys have picked up in the community, how we can act more locally, build more local relationships, so in the future we're more connected into the community as opposed to showing up saying, how can we help? But we already know what to do.
I'm gonna let Keiko answer that and be politically correct, because you don't want to hear me.
I would say that one of the great things that have come out of this horrible natural disaster. This was my first natural disaster, and being without water and electricity for 3 days was truly humbling. Without air conditioning, and you're sitting under the window hoping the breeze will come by.
That's 3 days. There's still people up
Yeah,
there.
and I only had 3 days, and it was shook me for sure. But one of the positive things is all the people that we've gotten to work with, by extension, who've heard about it and then wanted to come and join an effort.
Just put that anywhere.
We're going. There's a fire over there. Come with me. Okay, great. I'm coming with. And then they're like, I know someone who knows someone. They should come. And then they're like, we hear what you're doing. This is great. Let's help. So through Pedro, through Roberto, through Debs, and Debs is a Puerto Rican who lives in California who has connections and introduced us to Gabby the pastor. And she's a long-term Puerto Rican. And then it's like, well, they know someone. And then they're like, we're going to connect you to this pastor of this church. And then it just keeps going. It just keeps going. And like now there's like 5 pastors in the chat group. And we're like, I guess we're going to church on Sunday. But like, it's just, you build the community and you just have the same goal. And so like, I don't think there's anything specifically special about it. It's just showing up. And like showing up is the thing that matters the most. And I think this is a great opportunity for everyone. I'm not an Act 60 person. I moved here and I'm trying to contribute to my new home, my new family, my brothers and sisters. And Maria was very traumatizing. I've heard many stories from Shirley who was here during that. And it's like people felt forgotten. People felt lost. Because the media stopped shining a light on it. Yeah. And so, and in San Juan even, it's like, well, this is a community. Well, San Juan's pretty okay. Pretty okay. You have to go to Toho Bajo, who lost everything, out in Dorado, or you Salinas or Ponce, and then see the damage. But like you can get there through these networks of people that you're building with, just you bring one person, and that person, knows more. So I just want to say those are the lessons learned, and what we're working on right now is continuing to shine that light on Puerto Rico, because although Fiona passed, the damage is still here. Ian has rippled through and also, tore up the United States. And we really want to spread attention to this issue so that they don't feel like they're forgotten again, like Maria, that if the government's not going to step in, that their neighbors, that we're here, that their community is here to support them.
I wanted to add something that you were saying, Keiko, and to answer the question that you asked. I think that one of the lessons that we were discussing in the last couple of days was the importance of owning that narrative and the importance of educating people early stage. Because unfortunately, yes, many things have been said of the negative impact of how the Act 60, the 20, the 22, and all the drama that has come with it. And unfortunately, there hasn't been that knowledge or education on the positive impact or the things that have been happening in the positive side over the last couple of years. And I think that you mentioned something at the beginning of not necessarily being out there or sharing. And you also pointed out, Isaac, that the importance of posting the photos and resharing the content, not to like brag about it, but to educate people, to give knowledge, because then you have someone posting something in social media, and then unfortunately, because we didn't do the work of amplifying the work that has been done, then that gets more spotlight
Noise.
or I don't know how to say that in English, but
Attention.
notoriedad. Como,
Notarized.
Exactly.
Notarized.
So I think that to answer your question more specifically, own the narrative. Own the narrative of the things that you as the community are bringing. There are many beyond all the aspects of the negative things that are being said in the social media or the media.
Yeah, because you only need one dumb kid somewhere putting up a TikTok saying one dumb thing for the entire world to go nuts. So imagine what would happen if everyone was just showing, like communicating and educating at the same time and meeting people where they're at, right? But not just meeting them where they're at, but also meeting them with kindness. And I know it's hard when there's like conflict, but it's definitely not impossible. Or at least that's what I try to do.
Awesome. Any other questions? This would be the last one, and we're going to wrap it up.
Surely. I think we should shine some light on the podcast that you have. It sounded pretty interesting, interviewing local leaders, and seems that you have it in both languages, and subtitles always help anyways. Is this something we could find on YouTube? Could you name the podcast and locations where we can listen?
Yeah, so thank you so much for asking. So the podcast name is Crypto Curious Web3 XP, and it's available on Spotify and on Google Podcast. Still having issues with Apple, but oh well. They can access it through our website. The links are there on prblockchain.org. And there are a total of 10 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. Most of them are in Spanish. They are an audio version, but most of the episodes, actually all of the episodes with one exception, have a video version, which I will put up once I can figure out the AI that will help me to subtitle it in the opposite language that the audio is in. Because I really want those episodes to be up there and to be consumed by the entire community. So if I put up a video in English, I want it to have subtitles in Spanish. If I put up a video in Spanish, I want it to have subtitles in English. But right now, like Keiko said, I am the first hire. I'm also the last hire. So I do it.
What do you mean?
So I do all the things.
No more hurricanes.
And therefore, it's taken a long time, and things sometimes take like longer than I would like, but it's moving forward, and I think that's what matters.
You guys also take volunteers, I'm assuming, correct?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to volunteer, please
Admin
come talk
stuff.
to me.
Yeah,
Come tell us your superpower. We'll find stuff for you to do.
yeah. I mean, listen. I know for myself and my wife, doing Crypto Mondays week after week after week after week, it could get stressful and tiring. And when you have a team of people, then it gets a little easier. You know what I mean? So if anybody could have extra time to help out, please reach out to these lovely young ladies. Anything else?
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much, Isaac.
Thank you guys for coming. Can I get thank you to El San Juan Hotel for giving us the space over here. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who came out. Guys, if you did any relief effort at all, whether if it was with PR blockchain or not, would you kindly come to the front? I would love to get a picture of all of us together real quick before we take off. And I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who gave their time, their money, far and near. You know what I mean? Thank you to everyone who put in the efforts to help this island. And if you didn't put in any efforts to help the island,
It's not too late.
it's okay. Thank you. Because I was, thank you. It's not too late.
I got you. All right. Thank you, everybody.